little one pole here. Today we'll be talking about a new strategy. This is a new tool that's in TradingView that I've always wondered about, but I couldn't really find it and didn't know the use of it. And that is I think it's the Ray tool, and it's pretty helpful, and it actually is very powerful. It helps you find ascending and descending, and it helps you find good, it's actually a very powerful strategy. So you can use this strategy for, I prefer doing it with longer time frames, even though I just started doing it yesterday. It works the best on the longer time frames, like the 4 hour and the day and those kinds. And what you want to do, and I'll show you how to set it up. It's real easy. But what I do is I use this one indicator, and I'm basically finding the highs and lows with this indicator, this tool. And I also use the Andean Oscillator to help find the moment to actually enter the trade. The Andean Oscillator will kind of hint at what's about to come. So I'm going to show you how to set it up. This will work for people that have TradingView that don't have a paid membership. It'll work because you really only need two, and basically it's the tool and then the Andean Oscillator. So you can do this on a free account. So I'm going to show you how to set this up. We're going to look at this strategy with crypto today, and then I'll go for the other assets in the next couple days. Okay, so this it helps you if you do this on a desktop, but if you do it on a phone, you just have to work around it. But you want to go to your indicators, and you want to go to drawings, and you want to put Ray right here. You want to put Ray, add it to your favorites if you want to use this strategy. So you're going to click that. And what you want to do is you want to kind of zoom out, and you want to find the high. You want to find points where they're connecting, and I'll show you a couple here. You want to get to where it's touching. It's kind of hard to do on a phone, but on a 4 hour here, you want to get to the point when they're touching, which we see points right here. So I think this one's touching. We could check this one out. So we'll go here to Ray. We'll see this one down here. We want to click here, and then we want to see touch points. So we could do it right here. See, the touch point was right here. You can see that it touched here, and it touched here. So these were your touch points. So basically means it was bouncing on this trend line until it got to this point right here, and then it rejected and came down. So what else you want to do is you want to also mark your high, which is helpful. What I do is I go and I mark the highest point, which is right up here. So I would mark this. And this would make your ascending and descending channels. So you see that it started here, touched here, and then it rejected right here. So basically, you didn't have to wait. And what it basically did is it got up here and it came down. And you could have entered your trade right about here. When you saw it rejecting right about here, you could have entered for a sell position. And we're going to check the Andean Oscillator at this point. And this is why we have the Andean Oscillator. Is the moment that it crosses this point right here, you can also see on the Andean Oscillator that it's crossing up on the signal line. So this is also signaling that it's coming down right here. See, it's failing this trend line right here, and this is pretty close to the exact moment you see the red line crossing with the Andean Oscillator. So you could actually write it out from here to about here, and you could be in some profit. So use the Andean Oscillator as a reference here. So let's just look at some other previous times. And first you want to identify the moment that they got to touch. The trend line has to touch. So you see it, you can do this one on whatever time frame you want. But it's pretty simple. Basically, you see it right here, down here. This is the lowest point. It comes up, and you could have rode this one. You see a couple touch points right here. So from here, touches here, comes down, touches, goes back up, touches, goes back up, and then comes down. I think that was the same one we just did. But let's just look back at some other ones, some other examples. Here's an example right now when we're looking at it on the 4-hour. So if we're looking at this on the 4-hour, we can go get our ray, and we can see the touch point was right here, the bottom, and we basically want to get it to where the wicks are touching them. So you have a touch point. You have a touch point right here, 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 and it doesn't touch again until way up here, and then way up here you can check your Andean Oscillator at this point, right about here, and you can see that it's crossing down. So very likely that the trend is down from this point because you see it crossing on the Andean Oscillator. So you could have rode this out for a while from here to here. So let's do it one more on the hour, and then we'll look at maybe the day and some smaller time frames. Okay, so we have another moment right here. So if you want to come in here, you want to go to your ray. You want to come to the lowest point, which is down here. You want to ride this out. The touch points would be like right about there. You see a touch there. So you see a touch here, touches here, and it touches up here. And from this point, you see that it didn't go down. It tried to come back up, but then ultimately came down. If we look at the Andean Oscillator at that point, this point right here, you see it retracing down. So let's real quickly look at let's look at the day real quick, see how this will work on the day. Now, if you find this on the day, you're going to have to wait a while. But you choose whatever time frame you want. So basically, it works the same way. You want to find touch points. So you find a touch point right about here. So that's where we will start. So we come right here, and then you want to connect it with all the times where they're touching. Right about right here it touches. So from here it goes up, doesn't touch it again, touches it here, goes up, touches here, goes up, and touches, and then right around here it starts going down. And if you look at the Andean Oscillator at that point, the point where it crosses down right about here, you can see it retracing down with the Andean Oscillator. So let's real quickly look to see if this is effective on a smaller time frame. But personally, I do this on a longer time frame. I do this on a 4-hour, 1 hour, 6 hour to get the best results. But let's real quickly look at this. Let's real quickly look at this on a 15-minute for those that want to scalp it. And it works the same way. So on a 15-minute, you basically want to do the same thing. We go here, we go to your ray. See all the points where they touch. You got one right here. And right about here, it touches here. And then also you basically want to touch the highest point, which would be up here. This is resistance. So basically you got your ascending channel right here on a 15-minute where it comes down, goes up, touches, goes up, comes down, comes up again. And if it can't get past this right here, it's going to reject, come back down. If it breaks this line here, it's going to come down. And if it gets to the end of this ascending pattern here, it'll go up. So that's kind of how you do it. But real quickly, for purposes, we're going to be doing this on even a smaller time frame, which we're going to have to think quickly about this because it's the 1 minute. You can do this on the 1 minute, but you would have to think really, really quick on this. If you want to scalp it, works the same way. So you basically want to find the low, which you find one right here. You start it right down here, and you just find the moment they touch, which would be right here. So touches right here, comes down, touches again, goes back up, and right now it's touching it again, and we can see right now that it is a major test point for it, so it's bouncing back up again. If we wait for a couple minutes, we'll probably see this try to bounce up. We'll probably see this bounce up. If it does not bounce up, it's probably going to get rejected. The Andean Oscillator is suggesting that it might break to the downside in the next minute. So we'll check that out, see if it breaks while I'm filming this. We'll see this on the 1 minute, see what happens. We'll see if it breaks. And you can see right now it's bouncing. It looks like it's bouncing back up. So you can use this as a major way of finding a lot of bounce zones. And you can also use it to find breakout zones. So whenever it gets close to looking like it's going to either break down or break through, you can use that. And you can use your Andean Oscillator to kind of see if it's going to bounce from there or if it's going to reject it. But anyway, I find this tool very helpful. You can use it on whatever time frame you want, but I would recommend doing this on a longer time frame. And as you can see, now that I removed it, it is bouncing back up. So this is a very, very effective strategy. And like I said, you really only need your ray tool and your Andean Oscillator, which are both free in TradingView. So anyway, I found this trade yesterday. So, I've always wondered what that ray tool was and how to find it. And it's actually a very helpful tool. I'm probably going to be using it for a lot more of my trades because I definitely want to see which time frame it works the best. But I heard doing it on the 4 hour is the best method for it. You can do this on whatever time frame. The longer you go on the time frame, the longer you're going to have to wait. So depends on, how much you want to wait. And if you do it on a 15-minute, that's more intraday. If you do it on a 4 hour, you just basically have to wait longer. And if you do it on the day, you have to wait even longer. So if you guys like this video, make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in future videos.